Yo, how's it going, guys? So welcome back to YouTube. Make sure those are pretty good, centered. Um, so I'm gonna be talking about the difference between these two Hornady ammo, premium ammo, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. So the difference between which one you should use for elk and which one you should use for deer. Or if you can use both for deer and elk. Or just one for deer and elk. So on the left here we have the Hornady American Whitetail interlock tip. That line right there, you can just barely see it. My phone don't take that good of videos, but right there, that is what the interlock is, and I'll read a bit to you about it. And then on the right here we have the Hornady Super Performance heat shield tip, I believe. I'll have to read the box, see which I can't remember which is which. Dog's under here just laying down. So yeah, that's the tip. It's these are both chambered in 308 caliber, 165 grain, both of them. Here's what I shot my deer with. It was this one. So if you get a little comparison in height side by side, when you shoot it, it does gain a little tiny bit of height and a little bit of width around the tip. Definitely. I don't know. And it definitely does get a little dirtier. So yeah. And then this is a 270 round copper alloy. I'll get into a bit of the copper alloy and talking about that. So first let's start off with this. Let's move the Super Performance over here and bring up this. Ooh, crap. So it comes in a package of 20, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, 10 on each side, so that's 20. Here's the box it comes in, I believe. And on the side it says what it is chambered in. Right here it says it's chambered in. Let me get I had a pointer. 308. Oh, hold on. I'll be right back. Let me get my pointer. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, let me my camera up again. My dog's down here. Hey, Diesel. But yeah, my dog's just sitting down right here below me, laying down or sitting. Yes, I had to get this, but it is chambered in 308, 165 grain. I can't tell if you can see that. It might say 66. That's what I'm seeing on it on the camera, but it says it's 165 grain interlock. So on the back it talks all about the interlock right here. All that. Just saying what it. But I'll read this to you. What it says on the box. It says, "Make a knockdown, drag out, hunt. Opening day of deer season comes only once a year. Make sure you're ready when the big one steps out and load up with a Hornady American Whitetail ammunition. Loaded with our legendary Hornady, whatever you want to call it, interlock bullets in weights that have been deer hunting favorites for decades. American Whitetail ammunition combines generations of ballistic know-how with modern components as the technology you need to take the buck of a lifetime. Hornady American Whitetail ammunition, proudly made in the USA." Sorry, my dog's hitting the thing. Can't tell if you can see that, but top says that. So anyways, the science about the interlock. Hey, all right, I'll be back. I gotta let my dog out. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So that's the box, and that goes on and talks about it says it's the interlock. It says aerodynamics. Second ogive delivers. I don't know how to say that. Delivers flat trajectories and exceptional accuracy. Not perfect accuracy, exceptional. Interlock ring keeps the core and jacket together. Tapered jacket ensures deep penetration and control expansion. and controlled expansion. Lead alloy core is tough enough for even for the biggest whitetail. Now I killed a mule deer with this. Did pretty good. I killed it at about at 50 yards. You know, pretty close shot. Especially the country I was hunting in, because I was kind of surprised that I got what I got and when I got, because you know, first day of season, everybody's out shooting. Well, maybe not the area that I was in, but deer are usually pretty skittish up there because they don't really see that many humans. But yeah, I shot it with this at about 50 yards. I've been pretty lucky with my deer so far, not so lucky with elk. Last year I had one at 150 yards running, and I couldn't and wouldn't take the shot because that's one, way too far for me to be shooting, even, well, at a walking pace for them. If they were laying down or standing, I would take it, but oh no, it was 200 yards. But since it was running and it was 200 yards, no, I didn't take it. But yeah, so you know, you can see it's still primed and everything. So yeah, basically the science behind the interlock is it has a flat tip, but the interlock behind it, it's almost like a full metal jacket. Besides the tip, it leaves a little piece of lead tip sticking out. You can see, can't tell. That gives a, I don't know, it helps with the can't remember what it's called, the controlled expansion. It gives it expansion, a better expansion than with a metal jacket, full metal jacket, and it's tapered, so it's thicker down here than it is up here. It's probably like a sixth of a millimeter down here, and then like a third of a millimeter up here. I don't know exactly, but that basically gives it controlled expansion. And then along the rim, I wish I had my bullet that I shot my deer with, but kind of went through it and blew out each shoulder. But around here, it's basically pressed into the metal. Actually, I should have, here's the picture. It shows, if you can see, I don't know if you can, but right along here, they basically take a ring around it and press it in, or whatever you want to call it, and it goes around, and they basically stick it right in. I don't know if it's the same on everyone. Yeah, it's about the same on everyone. But they put it right around there. Where that oh yeah, you can see it. It goes along right in here. Yeah, so that's where that is, and that basically just goes around it and holds it in tight. Okay, so let me put that back in the box. Oh, no, keep that on. I'll just set it to the side. Okay, so here's the super performance. Here's the front of the box. Here's the back of the box. I got the SST 165 grain 308 Winchester 165 grain SST, as you can see, Hornady. So here is the bullet. It's actually a little shorter of a round. The tip, or the bullet, the bullet itself, I don't know why I said tip. The bullet itself is actually a little bit shorter than the other one, but it is a lot more streamlined, if you can't tell. So as you can see, it's got the polymer tip right here. I don't know if you can. Maybe you can now. But yeah, it's a red polymer tip. Don't ask me about like the differences between like different colored tips. I think blue is, I can't remember what he told me, but blue is something else, and then red's like heat shield and stuff. Sorry, that was my mom in the background if you heard her. But it's also got the interlock kinda right in here, you know, barely see it, but it is definitely a lot shorter of a round, and it is 308 caliber. If you didn't see that, sorry, said that again, just came to my mind. But yeah, so that's what I'm gonna be shooting this hopefully this weekend. I'll shoot about 10 of them or 5 of them, and I'll take my friend out, so I'll probably only shoot these, and I'll have him shoot my whitetail. But I want to use these for elk hunting. Just because I feel better about them. So that's that. It's where is your tape measure when you need it, or just a freaking ruler? I guess for now I can deal with not having a ruler. But yeah. So that's this one. So let's put this back in here because I don't want to. Those are kind of my favorite. So there's 20 cartridges. Accurate, deadly, dependable. Yeah, so Hornady, super performance, Hornady, whatever you want to call it. So, 165 grain, as I said again. So this is the SST, so it's the bottom one right here. SST, and then there's the GMX. So I'll talk about both. I like GMX and SST, but so the GMX is a copper alloy bullet. California and for any game and is California compatible. I don't know what that means, but the GMX bullet is constructed of a copper alloy that reduces fouling and increases accuracy. GMX bullets deliver flat trajectories, deep penetration, devastating terminal performance, and 95% weight retention from 2,000 to 3,400 FPS feet per second. The GMX bullet is tough enough for any game and is California compatible. So basically, the whole idea between this is, so you see the SST, the copper casing. That's basically all it is. All it is in it is copper alloy. And that's what the casing is copper alloy. And then speed kills. SST. The SST bullet has earned a reputation of being tough, accurate, flat-shooting hunting bullet. Its polymer tip streamlines the profile to deliver high BCs and initiate rapid expansion. The extra heavy jacket and interlock feature, told you interlock, reduce the change of core jacket separation and increasing penetration. The SST is one of the most advanced hunting bullets on the market today. So that's what these are. So one reason why I like them is because of the streamlined profile, and that's what I feel is going to help me with my elk. But so now let's get into which one is better for. Let me get that looking all weird. Now the question, which is better for elk hunting? Now, sorry, I sounded like I was running. That was my arm rubbing against my desk. Now, so which one do I think is better? Sorry, I gotta move that so you can see them. For elk and deer, I think this one is better. The SST performance, enhanced performance bullet, I guess you can say. Basically, the tip gives it, like, I don't know, comparing it to a steroid. Yeah. Anyways, so this is the SST. This is probably the best one out of these two, out of jacketed bullets that I've shot I don't know what I'm saying. The SST is probably the better one because it's streamlined body and the polymer tip that'll help with penetration. Not saying the no, that's not the interlock bullet isn't good. It's just the tip is flat, so that gives it a lot of, not a lot, but quite a bit of a whatchamacallit, a resistance in air. So it doesn't give it a perfect flat trajectory. Not saying this one either, because obviously this will have a little tiny amount of resistance. Very small amount. I mean, the tip is semi-flat, but if I grab one of these that I haven't touched the tip on, oh, they're about the same. Yeah, they're about the same. But, I mean, the tip, I mean, it still has that little, it will kind of melt because it is going through the barrel and the speed. But I'm not sure how it does outside. That's why I gotta shoot it and see how it is with my gun and sight in my rifle to it. Hopefully it stays about the same, but it's very streamlined. And then that little lip right there, it is gonna give it a little, just a very tiny amount of resistance, because it does have a very tiny lip on it. So this one I would use definitely for both.